Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be my full review of the Kyosho Dirt Hog. This is their newest 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive buggy. This comes with brushed electronics, a battery, a remote, and pretty much everything you need to get running on day one once you charge the included battery. So hopefully you guys have already seen my running video of this thing. It was absolutely fun to drive. Being that it's a 4-wheel drive buggy, it's definitely going to be at the price point and have the skill for the newest RCer in your life to get started. This thing definitely has some racing heritage that's kind of trickled down from Team Kyosho, and it's all packaged up in a nice little $200 package. And that's the coolest thing about this. When I was driving this, I really noticed that it has lots of race features about this buggy, and you kind of consider a $200 RTR to not to have those things, and this thing definitely does. So I went ahead and I drove this thing out. I put about 3 packs through it, and I wanted to get this review out just to show you guys the quality of product that Kyosho is putting out. So one thing right off that I noticed and I didn't notice this when I unboxed it, but when I started to drive it, I definitely noticed it, was check out the cab forward design on this thing. I mean, it just looks mean, and when it was driving, it just looked like it was just ready to attack anything, like it was leaning forward and almost moving when it was just sitting here still. Now, a lot of things have trickled down, like you see these little air or these vents right here, or vertical portions of the body. That's to help in flight. You look all the way up to some of the big 8-scale buggies, and they definitely have those characteristics. So pretty cool that Kyosho has kind of trickled down some of the technology over the past so many years that they've been in this to get it down to the RTR customers. So pretty cool. Another thing I noticed right off the bat was the cool wheels that this thing came with. Now, not only are the tires awesome, very soft compound, great on the dirt, great traction, but the wheels just look cool. I mean, you look at these things and they just give you that non-dish look to a wheel, which was really, really cool. So definitely appreciated that. There's a look at the rear right there, that kind of deep dish look to it. So really nice. So great compound of tire, great body, great wheel combination, and let's get into some of the interior stuff. So as far as the radio, I had no issues with the radio whatsoever. The Synco radio, the KT200, performed great when I was using it. Pretty much a 2.4 gigahertz radio, has all the features that you'd want in an RTR radio, all of your trim levels, all of your dual rate, and then your reversing's right there. Great wheel, stubby little antenna, which is great. Takes only 4 AA batteries, so that was cool. And all in all, just a great radio. I mean, for an RTR to come with a 2.4 gigahertz radio and $200, that says a lot. So typically, a few years ago, you're getting an AM radio with a huge, long honking antenna. So very nice radio. As far as the buggy, internally, great performing buggy. I think what Kyosho has done is they've really matched up the electronics to the build quality of this car. This does come with a 27-turn brushed motor. Right there, you see the silver can motor right there. You do get an Orion brushed speed control, and then a Team Orion 1800 mAh nickel metal hydride battery. So with Tamiya connectors, so not too bad. It ran great. The runtime was pretty decent, although it was 1800 milliamp. You can definitely bump that up, and there is space in there to run even a larger battery. We can see in here there's a little foam block that you can kind of remove and get even a longer battery in there if you wish. So pretty cool features there. As far as the driveline, everything was great. Pretty much runs on a slipper clutch in the rear. You have your long center drive shaft. You have a front and rear differential. Everything was great. I mean, everything turned great. You're running on all steel dog bones, both front and rear, although you do have plastic cups coming out of the differential and also going out to the wheels here. So be careful with that. I mean, that's the only thing that really kind of concerns me in the long run, but everything was running good for me so far. Now, one thing, the shocks, I noticed right out of the package, they were awesome. I mean, I couldn't say enough about how great this thing performed when it was running. But, you know, one thing that I really appreciate on a lot of the manufacturers out there is when they give you little upgrades and kind of don't tell you about it. So you are looking at aluminum caps right here, which is really nice. They are shocks that you do have to add little preload clips into, so they're not threaded body, which is okay. But the spring rate, the dampening on this thing, the oil filledness was awesome. So really appreciated that. Everything else was great. So as far as negatives on it, the only thing that I can really say about a negative would maybe be the wing. It's really flimsy and, you know, really kind of 10 scale race edition, but it would be nice if this was maybe a little bit harder plastic or a little bit scaled back. It's really tall. You can probably trim this down, but it is somewhat flimsy. It does have some back support here, which I think will end up breaking the wing a little bit quicker. So depending on how you're running, I only flipped it over once and I had no issues with it, but I can see that going on in the future could be an issue. As far as the underside of this thing, very minimal wear. I think the ride height was awesome. You know, you can just see a little bit here on the tail, a little bit on the front when I was kind of nosing up on some of the jumps. But all in all, great buggy here from Team Kyosho. Well, that's it, guys. If you have any questions about this Dirt Hog from Team Kyosho, please post your comments and questions on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.